Okay. So Lennox is having a sleepover tomorrow night. It's Friday night. He's having a sleepover Saturday night. And this is his first big sleepover, right? He's had uh, Eli over, his cousin,
Yes.
for a night,
Yeah.
but he originally brought the proposition to us as three of his friends, and I was like, wow, that's wow, really, wow, that's a lot
Sounds like madness.
because he's in the loft now. There's no walls, there's no door. Um, so initially, I was like, well, let's try two, and then if two works out, let's uh, upgrade to three. But the other day, I said, honey, if you think we can handle three, let's do three.
Right. And uh, I feel like maybe three is not much different than two.
Right.
I could be totally wrong on that.
Probably. But that
Probably.
sounded logical to me. I was like,
Exactly.
oh, yeah, that's a good point. Although I haven't stopped questioning it in my head for the past 14 hours. So he's going to have three friends over tomorrow night. Uh, it's going to be Lincoln, Dom, and Big Jonathan. Um, so in terms of sleepovers, like, well, boys and girls are different. Okay, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So Luna's had three friends over, and it's been relatively calm. Like one of them did break our stair handrail.
Right.
We don't want to talk about that,
That's, yeah. That's one
but
of the things I need to warn the boys about.
yeah.
Don't
Oh,
touch the stair
oh
rail,
my gosh.
the handrail.
There's gonna be a meeting. There's gonna be a calling together of the minds. Um, but Luna's had three girls over, and they get a little. But they're older. They're girls. They get a little loud, but it's not a big deal.
They get loud, but they don't get physical.
Right.
And Lennox, when he's had one friend over,
Uh,
they like play physically
yeah.
and they throw a ball around the room. They play
Yeah.
with swords.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I love that.
No.
I love it. But it's chaos a bit.
If you multiply by three,
Ooh.
it's going to be unmanageable. Um, but Luna's had three girls, and in the end, and yeah, and they're older, so you let them go out at night.
Yeah.
And they record TikToks in the street at the park, which is a couple hundred steps from where we live. We're relatively safe, but in the end, they put up Leonardo DiCaprio movies on our TV, and they stare at their phones, which
Yeah.
I'm in favor of.
Yes.
Super chill.
Sounds great.
Uh, they were watching Titanic, and then they watched Baz Luhrmann's
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet. Yeah.
I tried to join them. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, this came out when I was whatever. And I loved it. And back in the day, and then I realized quite quickly no one cared what I had to say
Right.
about Leo DiCaprio when I was 17 years old.
They're like, okay, grandma, whatever.
They thought you
But
were cool.
Who?
They thought you were cool.
They thought I was cool.
who? Oh, the G's?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were
Slay.
laughing after because they thought it was fun.
Oh,
But it,
I was a hit.
They thought mommy was cool. What's wrong with it? What about me?
Do they think Vince was cool?
yeah, they think you're cool. That's what they. That's why we have sleepovers here.
I
Not
believe
every
what
house.
she said at first, but I don't know. the second part.
Slay.
She's just trying to make me feel good.
No, they think you're the cool parents. That's why they always want to do sleepovers here.
Yeah.
The only reason we're doing it at the weekend is because like the coming up weekend is because it's for.
But
But like, any other time they want to do it.
they'll be here in 2 weeks.
You heard it here, guys. I'm cool. Verified by 4 13-year-olds.
Stamp. Approval. But yeah, she's had a few sleepovers with a few girls, and it goes well. We hide in our room.
Yeah.
We sneak out to the kitchen to grab a couple beers, but we just lay in our room, and our room is right next to the living room, so we can kind of keep an eye on things. But yeah, we give them the run of the house, and it's fine. And we remain unscathed, except for our stair handrail.
Oh.
Did I mention that? But for the most part, so 3 boys, 3 11-year-old boys, 10-year-old, 11-year-old,
Both.
right
Yeah,
around there.
a mixture.
Uh, I'm in favor of it, but we're chill. Like we like to chill. We have a
Yes.
cat. These boys, Lennox's friends who are coming over, they have dogs. It's reckless abandon at their domiciles compared to us. So it, we just we like to keep things on the low. On the low.
We're compared to the parents of the other kids, I feel like we're a bit more rigid,
Yes.
rule oriented,
Yeah.
strict.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna lay down the law.
Yeah.
We have some guidelines for the boys.
We're gonna have a meeting where we.
It's gonna be like a school assembly, principal
Yeah.
and vice principal.
Yes.
They're gonna love it.
Yes. Where we're gonna talk about the rules. We're gonna have a PowerPoint presentation. We're gonna gather the boys, all 4 of them, and basically we're gonna lay out the structure. Okay.
Because we're very structured here. Okay.
Right. Well, structure leads to prosperity, honey.
I completely agree. I love me structure.
We need a plan.
I
need
love
a
an
plan.
itinerary. I
Yeah.
love rules.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Well, in terms of time, well, this is from you, honey, but you want the boys indoors at 5 p.m. in our home.
Yeah. Well, that's approximately when it gets dark.
Yeah.
I don't want 4 10-year-olds roaming the streets
Mm.
in the darkness.
Yeah.
Just like that's the rule we have for Len.
Yeah.
You got to be home by dark.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that extends to his friends.
And it's odd because his friends' homes, they don't have this rule. They don't have any rules, okay? It's like the lawless, borderless tribal region of Pakistan. I'm sorry, Pakistan. But a curfew of 5 p.m. The other day when I said, what time do you want them indoors?
Yeah.
And you said 5 p.m. and I was like,
Well,
I'm not that I'm not in favor of it, but it's going to be a culture shock compared to his other friends'
it's
homes.
going to be like prison, okay? And I'm the warden.
Yes. Yes. At 10 p.m. is when we're going to say chill.
Yes. No more throwing balls. No
Yeah.
more.
Well, I'm against throwing of balls from 5 p.m.
True. That's true. No more sword play.
Yeah. Well, just kind of like chill, dude. Like less rambunctiousness. Don't be so incorrigible.
Yes.
Like 10 p.m. because we live in a condo, we share walls, we live next to old people.
That's a big difference.
We are old people.
One of the boys lives in an apartment.
Yeah.
So he might be kind of used to those rules.
Yeah.
I wonder if his parents enforce
Yeah.
that because they do share walls also.
Yeah.
So maybe one kid will be on our side.
Yeah.
And oop.
So 10 p.m. is
Quiet time.
Let's simmer down.
Let's stare at screens now.
Let's all stare at our telephones. And then next point in contention is go to bed. Get your ass to bed, which is 3 a.m.
Right. If we still hear them up at 3 a.m.,
Yeah.
we're going to be like, phones off,
Yeah.
eyes closed,
Yeah.
go to sleep.
And you're going to deliver that message, right?
I will. Yes.
Because, Lennox and Luna, they're currently on Christmas break, winter vacation, whatever you want to call it. And there's been a few times where at 3:30, 3:40 in the morning, I've shouted up to Lennox. I said, dude, it's almost 4. Go to bed.
Right.
Go to bed. Get your ass to Maz. Go to bed. Go to sleep. It's enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
stop. Get off the Discord. Get off the Roblox.
And the main reason we're making the kids definitely be to sleep at 3 a.m. is
Yeah.
because of your next rule, which is
What?
they have to leave our home by 10 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah.
going to leave at 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
how about you go to sleep at 3 a.m.?
Yeah. curfew at 10 a.m. Curfew meaning get your ass. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Um, the other day, I was laying this timeline out to Lennox, and he said, "We're gonna be up till 3 a.m." And I said, "Well, that gives you 7 hours until 10 a.m." Although I'm kind of wishy-washy. I think noon is more.
Oh, I think noon is much more reasonable.
Yeah, I I like 10 a.m., but I'm an early
I
bird
know you do.
person.
You're going to be waking up at 3 a.m. when they're going to sleep.
Right, right. So I can watch Andor and Avenue 5 and what's the other thing? Oh, I watch White Lotus, which is terrible, but you're still watching it, honey.
Yes, I am.
So yeah, it was good. Originally, well, if I had my way, honey, I would kick their asses out at 6 a.m. with all love and affection. But I'm an
You would
early
gently
person.
carry their asses out.
Yeah, I'd carry their asses out across the threshold and say,
There you
"It's
go.
been lovely, but much like a bouncer at the disco, you got to go home." But yeah, 10 a.m. I think it's a little too, and we're not going to make 10 a.m. Okay, these four boys are not going to, or three boys are not going to leave at 10 a.m. It's ridiculous. Noon.
Noon it is. I
Yeah.
agree. I'm here 100%.
Okay, and it's if your parents could come get you at noon, that's cool. If you need a ride home at noon, also cool. Your parents are coming over Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. ish. So we need like a break.
And I wonder, is Lennox going to be sleeping?
Oh my gosh.
Is he going to be recovered by 4 p.m.?
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing is that so we hear things, honey, regarding Lennox's sleepovers at his friends. And we're on TikTok. We're on the Gas app, okay? We're on Snapchat. But so we're gonna lay this out when we have the four boys on the couch, and I have a pointer.
Oh.
A pointer? Is that what those things are?
Yes. You point at the big map on the wall.
The chalkboard, honey.
Yes.
The chalkboard. There are going to be no Target runs at 9 p.m. Okay, like Lennox tells tales of going to Target at 9 p.m. With his other friends' parents, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's madness.
They go to 7-Eleven. They go to Target.
Yeah.
They're getting snacks late at night. Super fun, by the way.
Sure.
That's not us.
No. Exactly. No Target runs at 9 p.m. No going to the park at midnight. 5 p.m. Let's shut it down. Let's bring it home. And then at 10 p.m., shh, cállate.
It's gonna be the worst sleepover ever.
I know.
Or the best. Because I said
former rather than latter.
I said, you're in here at 5 p.m. I'm gonna throw on my apron and bake some homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Slay.
Yeah.
We're gonna put some NSYNC videos on the TV for you guys. Okay. Yeah. Super fun.
You lost the crowd at NSYNC videos. Well, I made it clear to Lennox that the 5 p.m. curfew is mommy's doing.
It is. Okay, that's me. The rest is you.
And stepdaddy is all about partying and chilling. And I'm on TikTok. Do you know about the memes? Do you know about the doubloons? Do you know about the memes on TikTok? Do you know about the For You page? I thought 5 p.m. is a little early, but it does get dark right at that time.
Yeah. But
5 p.m. for four boys inside this small condo until 3 a.m., that's a lot of time. That's
it
10
is.
hours.
I'm hoping that they'll eat.
Yeah.
They'll I hope they all bring their electronics.
Yes.
Everyone have a phone. Everyone have a Switch or whatever.
Yeah. We're counting on that.
You guys can all just sit together and play.
We're counting on that. TikTok, please entertain these boys and keep them.
They might be just as miserable as you and I.
Sedated.
For different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's fun. It's chill.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a great time. And everyone loves us. And we're deemed the fun house.
Yeah. Well, like Luna's sleepovers are fine. They go off swimmingly. But like you said, the physical nature of 4, 10, and 11-year-old boys in a small space, it's going to be hard. And like, I've been regretting going 3 boys
Yeah.
rather than 2.
But I think we just have to. I think we just have to do it, and we have to try it.
Right. Yeah.
He's been asking us for quite a
Rip
while.
that Band-Aid off. Yeah.
His friends have been telling him, "We
Yeah.
want to come to your house,"
Yeah.
and he's been asking us.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is just part of parenthood and having kids.
Yeah.
You got to be the host sometimes. He's had tons of sleepovers at these guys' houses.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like, it's our turn. It's overdue to be our turn. So we have to do it.
When he sleeps at his friends' houses, I'm like, cool. Because he's allowed to go wild. Midnight runs to the park and going to Target at 9 p.m. I think that's fantastic. That's not me and you.
Right.
And so I just think it'll be culture shock or night and day. But
We're like the buttoned up Mennonite family.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's who we are. That's fantastic. Maybe it'll help them to see this side of America or something.
Sure.
So I've been contemplating, honey, when Lennox and the 3 boys are here. Yes. Oh, yes. Ah.
He just grunted. He went,
As in the commentary on the content.
He's like, shut up.
And oop.
So I've been thinking about my stand-up comedy when the boys are here. Well, it's more performance art, because when Lincoln was here, I was like, well, what can I do to shock him and just make an impact? And so when him and Lennox were at the counter eating whatever they were eating, I turned to him and I said, Lincoln, have you ever lit a match? And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, never mind then. But we started lighting matches and lighting candles. A little pyromaniac-ish.
Yeah.
But it was a good time.
I think you should err on the side of silence and staying away from the boys.
But what about my entertainment? What about my creative outlet, honey? This is my audience. This is my forced audience.
These are your friends.
These are my friends.
Okay.
So I was trying to decide on which stand-up comedy bit I want to do.
Oh, okay.
So I got to narrow down to my take on Star Wars. Do you remember when they were on the snow planet?
Yes,
And
I do.
they were like in the snow fighting those walkers. Like,
yes, yes.
I'd be like, if I was one of the rebels, I'd be like, I don't want to stand in the snow anymore. And those things look really scary, and they have a heater. So I'm gonna ditch this rebel nonsense and join the dark side. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Huh? My next thing is my next stand-up bit is what do the homeless chat about? So like how like we talk about food and movies all the time. Do the homeless, are there references from like 30 years ago? Like, hey, do you remember Maximum Overdrive with Emilio Estevez? Oh yeah. And remember going out to eat at Lions? Oh, their mozzarella sticks are really good. And then my last stand-up bit is
And oop.
and to the homeless who are in shape, do they go keto?
Okay, so this is the material you're going to present to a bunch of boys who were born in 2012.
Yes.
A movie that came out in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And a restaurant that closed 20 years ago.
Yeah. Are you saying it's not relatable?
I dig it.
Thank you.
I think
you'll be in the kitchen too when I unleash this powerful
think of your demographic, honey.
Suite of comedy. SUITE, honey. I am. Okay, I'm not. I'm thinking of myself. I would find myself funny. you won't leave while they're here, right? So if we wanted to go get something to eat or we want to take Luna somewhere, you don't want to leave the four boys.
No.
Why not?
I feel like they're young. Like, maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I feel like either you and I, one of us should be here
Hmm.
when they're here to supervise.
Yeah. I think don't stay away from the stove, although I feel that way with Luna. Although she's good with the stove now.
She's better.
Yeah. Stay away from the stove and don't fall from the loft.
I'm worried. Honestly, I'm worried about somebody toppling over the loft.
Yeah.
I know. Are you too?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Are we ridiculous? I thought I was being crazy for that. But if you fear it too, then maybe it's legit.
No, because when Link and Lennox were here, like they were throwing things from the loft down to the
Yeah.
second floor.
Not their bodies, but like little stuffed animals.
Right, but it still made me uneasy, like our ceiling fan, Frankie, and
You and I are so paranoid.
just playing around next to the loft is
It's precarious.
it's frightening.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Okay.
But that's why we have to stay here 24/7.
Right.
Like one of us has to be here.
Right. In terms of food, uh, Lennox requested donuts.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to City Donuts on Sunday morning, 6 a.m. bright and early. Are you enjoying that apple fritter? Now get the hell out. But are you gonna make anything? Should we get Little Caesars?
I'm absolutely going to make something.
Okay.
The boys love my little homemade pizzas.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to do that. I told him I'd bake cupcakes or cookies or whatever. Yeah, I'm here to serve.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw on my apron and I'm going to be the best homemaker you ever did see.
Your cat apron?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Big Jonathan, when we saw him at the West Sacramento Christmas tree lighting, right away he's like, "Do you want a cookie?"
Yes.
And I was like, "Sure, I'll take a cookie." And he zoomed off and then he came back because they were giving out free cookies.
Yeah.
But he gave me a sugar cookie and I was like, "Well, this is fantastic, Big Jonathan." And then the second thing was that so you make little pizzas for Lennox and Luna's school lunch, and they take them to school and then they share them. They give them away sometimes. And so Big Jonathan has had your little pizzas. And so after he got me the sugar cookie, he turned to you and he was like, "Hey, I really like your pizza." And I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's fantastic, Big J."
Yes.
Dom and Lincoln could learn something from your complimentary
super nice,
style.
super sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely am gonna. I mean, if they want me to, I'm here to serve.
Yeah, same. I'm here to get takeout. I'm here to do stand-up material on Star Wars or The Homeless.
We're like an all-inclusive resort here.
Yeah.
So entertainment, food,
yeah,
lodgings, we got it all.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna rain tomorrow. Who knows how much?
Ooh.
It says 70% on the forecast. But much like on Below Deck, honey, which is the best television show on the planet in history ever of all time. When it rains, people are sequestered inside. So you need to shine with food and interior elements.
Yeah.
So you got your food. I got my hot takes.
You're the entertainment.
On the homeless.
I'm the food. Yeah.
Yes.
So all of our months of endlessly watching Below Deck has really prepared us for this.
Yes. Yes.
And we got this.
Yeah. And you're Kate. We're in BD OG season 4.
Right.
You're Kate.
I'm Kate Chastain. You're Captain Lee.
I want to be the bosun.
Okay, you're the bosun.
Thank you. But you know what? No. Okay. Lennox is the bosun because if Link or Big Jonathan or Dom get out of sorts, misbehave, get a little up in their britches, then Okay, I'm Captain Lee.
Totally.
Then it's not Captain Lee's fault. It's Bosun's fault.
Yeah, you're gonna pass it on to him.
Yeah. Be like, dude, this is your crew. Rein them in. Discipline, discipline, discipline. But we will have this meeting with Lennox, and I'm sure his friends are going to be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Worst sleepover ever.
This is it's 5:01 p.m. and we're going to have to deal with these nut jobs for 12 hours. But we will have the meeting. It's less a meeting. You said we're just going to chat about the rules.
Right. It's gonna be informal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be short and sweet.
Yeah.
Just don't touch the handrail on the stairs because it's not functional. It's
Yeah.
just for looks. It will break.
Don't fall from the loft. Don't jump out of the
Jeez.
window.
Oh my gosh. There's so many hazards here.
Yeah.
It's really not conducive for children to
It
live
isn't.
here.
That's why there's so many old people
I
here,
know,
honey.
exactly.
And to be perfectly frank, Lennox shouldn't be in the loft. Don't tell code enforcement, okay? Any human shouldn't be living in the loft, but that's how he is. That's all we could afford.
All
or
the
how we
windows are
wanted.
way too low.
Yeah.
You almost pushed me out of the window in
Yeah.
the bedroom
Yeah.
because we were moving a mattress. I
Yeah.
almost toppled out to
Yeah.
my death.
Yeah.
This house is not safe.
It's perilous. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing we have 3 young boys coming over tomorrow, honey. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, let's stay here. And I'll just be like, if it's too noisy or it's dangerous, well, first I want Bosun Lennox to step in. Okay, that's his job. This is his crew. But if Captain Lee needs to give a one-way plane ticket back to the Corsi household and back to the Wynn household, then that also can be arranged. But yeah, we want. This is the most boys you've had sleep over, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm scared. I'm excited.
Same girl. Okay. Are we done, honey?
Yes.
Okay, we're done. What are we eating?
We're eating soup
That you made.
that I made that Luna didn't really like.
Well, you kind of threw it together with stuff we had around.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a formal whole like 8-hour edition.
Yeah, it was like that show on the Food Network where like you open a box and
yeah.
it's unexpected items.
Whatever is in there,
What
we
was that
gotta
show
make.
called?
Cutthroat Island. Iron Chef.
Like mystery box chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, what do I have that I can throw into the crock pot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fine. She's
Yeah.
not a huge fan, but that's what I'm eating because it's here. I made it. It's got to get eaten.
Maybe Dom and Lincoln. Big Jonathan will enjoy Cutthroat Chef or whatever in a box. Okay. We're done, honey.
Yes, we are.
Bye-bye.